So there is a news trending on social media about property or buildings demolished by the Ghana government, and those property happens to belong to African Americans who have moved to Ghana somewhere in 1996 and thereabout. Now everybody is talking about this issue of why Ghana is doing that and all that, but nobody is asking what actually happened. It looks like, especially the African American YouTubers, they are all interested in the fact that buildings have been demolished, but nobody is interested in what happened. You see, if you know what happened, then you can analyze the situation very well, and then you ask yourself, if you were in this person's shoes, what would you do? Now, when we heard about this issue, you realize that a lot of Ghanaian social media, a lot of Ghanaian YouTubers are not talking about it. Yes, and it's for a reason. It means most of them have gone to check what the problem really was. You understand? Most of them, including myself. I had a friend who knows somebody working at the Cape Coast municipality, and then so I asked him to do some checks for me before I speak about the issue. And I also watched a video by one Ghanaian YouTuber, Eko Simpson, who actually had an in-depth, he has done an in-depth investigation, and he really explained what really happened. But this is what I also found. And what the information I got was similar to what Eko Simpson had, but his was very deep. When I called the guy and I asked him, he said when he found out, what he got was that the people came there and they had an agreement, right? They had an agreement with the Cape Coast municipality. And as part of the agreement, they were supposed to make some payment. Of course, the lands are not free. You understand? The land is not free. We don't give lands for free, especially that land. That land is a government property. It's a government property. And so there was an amount you were supposed to pay, which was 5,000 cedis. Those times, it was a lot of money. 5,000 cedis those time was 50 million in our old Ghana cedis. It was a lot of money. You understand? So you were supposed to pay that money. And then apart from that money, you were supposed to pay some annual rent. Pay some money every year on the property for 50 years. This was part of the agreement. And as part of the agreement, you were supposed to also develop the property. That's the only reason why a government will give you his property, to develop it. When government gives his property, he is giving it out so that it will be developed. You understand? This is different from an individual, somebody walking around who wants to give his property for a lease. This is very different. This, you are dealing with government. You understand? And it was part of the agreement. You understand? And almost, if you study the agreement, almost each agreement, each contract, each agreement has been breached by these people. And they are not talking about it. They are only talking about the fact that the building has been demolished, which I think is very unfair to the Ghanaians. First of all, out of the 5,000 Ghana cedis they were supposed to pay, they paid only 1,000, which is not even up to a quarter of the total amount. You paid only 1,000. And then the annual amount that you are supposed to pay, they did not pay. They did not pay. And then they also didn't develop the land. As a matter of fact, according to the municipality and the people living in the vicinity, the land is almost the same. The land is almost the same. Nothing has been done apart from the buildings they put, the structures they built on the property. You understand? And so people have ignored all these. People who knew nothing about the contract. And you see, recently I watched a video on one channel, Go Black to Africa. And one of the people who were directly involved in purchasing the property was talking. He was interviewed. And I listened to him very carefully. I was trying to get something which contradicts what I have heard, but I didn't get any. All he was saying was, oh, we had a contract, we had an agreement, but he couldn't say boldly that we have paid for the amount, or we paid for the property and now they are taking the property from us. You can go back and listen. He couldn't mention that because they know they didn't pay. You understand? They didn't pay. And everybody can see the property. Those who were showing the video of the property, you can see the property was very undeveloped, which was in the contract. You agreed to it that you were going to develop the property. You see, this is one of the issues I have with some of the aspirants coming. You see, there's no pressure on you to do anything big. You understand? There's no pressure on you. If you want to move to Africa, if you want to move to Ghana, Nobody is putting pressure on you to do anything, to get yourself involved in something big you know you can't finance. And if you look at the contract and you look at the current situation, you realize that they were not ready financially to do what they wanted to do. You see, that's the problem I have. You see, you came to Ghana, 1996, you had 1,000 cedis. That 1,000 cedis, if you go to the chiefs, you can get at least 2 plots of land. And that 2 plots of land is yours. It's not a lease from any government. It's yours. You can develop that land. You can do whatever you want on that land. And your children's children will also come and live on that land, that property. But you chose to go for a land which has a beachfront and a lagoon on the side. I mean, which you do not need. You understand? You do not need. You don't have the money to maintain that property. Don't go for it. Now you went for it. You went into a contract with the government, which you couldn't fulfill any of the contracts. The government came back for its land, and now you are all over the place talking as if, in fact, I was very disappointed when I got to know, because it has happened before. This is not the first time. Some time ago, one African American lady came out and she said she has been assaulted when she went to she was assaulted when she went to one real estate company. And I was very angry. I said, why? Why would you do that? So I came on my channel and then I said a whole lot of things. That why would they do that? Nobody should visit that real estate. In fact, I said a lot of things. So later, one lady who is also a YouTuber went to the real estate to find out what actually happened. And surprisingly, when she got there, she got a different story altogether. And the people actually had CCTV footages to prove what they were saying. So I wanted to really remove the video, but it has been there for a very long time. So I decided to leave it. You see, you cannot live in a new society like that. And the African Americans, they have not realized that some of the privileges they have in Ghana, we, the Ghanaians, we don't even have. You see, the way they have access to the president, somebody somewhere would think it's easy to get the Ghanaian president. It's not easy at all. But do you know this very case? If it had happened to any Ghanaian, any ordinary Ghanaian, I mean, the normal process is that you go to the police station, from police station to the lands commission to the police station, and then to court. You'll be moving just up and down. But with this case, it went directly to the office of the president, because the office of the president have the diasporan office directly under him. So anything that happens to the diasporan community, the president is aware, because he invited them. He started that initiative. So you have all these privileges, and now a time is coming when people will no longer take you serious, because after coming out to make all these claims, people go back and check, and the case is not like that. It's a different case altogether. Tomorrow, when you have another issue, nobody will take you serious. Oh, these people, that's how they are. You get there and it's a different case. Nobody will take you serious again. You understand? Let's put an end to this thing. When there is a problem, nobody is stopping you from talking about it, but come out with the truth. And I am here saying that if you know you paid for the property, if you know you have fulfilled every contract, if you know you are right, just come out with document to prove. Show the people that this is the amount we paid. We have paid this amount to the government. One, show the contract to the people. You can scan it and put it on the screen. Everybody will read. Then we have something. We have something to fight with. You'll be surprised. The message would have been different if the Americans were right. I will sit here and the things I'll say to the government, you'll be amazed. Because I will not be happy, because I sit on this channel and I always talk about African American. I talk about the diasporans coming back to Africa and Ghana and all that. So if this happens to them, I have to come out and condemn it. But you see, when we hear these things, we go and check and the case is different. And then you go about saying all these things. You are tarnishing the image of the country. You are destroying the image of my country, and I'm not happy about it. No Ghanaian will be happy about this. That's why I'm saying that a time is coming, when you continue doing this, a time is coming, nobody will take your words serious. When you come out to say something, we will just ignore it, because, we will go and check and realize it's a different case altogether. And in the videos, you hear so many people saying, don't buy land in Ghana anymore, never buy land in Ghana anymore, don't move to Ghana, don't do this. That's fine. If you are not moving to Ghana, it's not compulsory. Nobody's forcing anybody to move to Ghana. It's your own choice. We only encourage you to move to Ghana, but we don't force you to come. If you don't want to come, there are 53 other African countries. You understand? There are 53 other African countries, and some of them are even more developed, far developed, like South Africa and some other countries. They are more developed. Morocco and Tunisia and the rest. You can go there. That's okay. Some have bigger economies. I mean, Ghana is the ninth biggest economy in Africa, also ninth, I think. It means there are 8 other big economy in Africa that you can thrive there. So if you don't want Ghana, it's not compulsory. You can go to any other country. Okay, but when you are bringing out issues, just try and find out what actually happened, because nothing just happened. Things happen for a reason. We are not crazy in Ghana. You just get up and demolish people's buildings. We don't do that.